Hey everybody, welcome back. Myco Head Grower here. My apologies for the delay of the next video here. I have had my hands extremely full between trimming up the harvest of the purple diesels, trying to get everything squared away in here in the shed, getting ready for the next run, which I'll get into that here in a moment. But yeah, everything with the purple diesels so far is going great. After this clip, we will go up into the house and check out the drying room. But so far, yield is looking great. I haven't done a final weigh-in yet. All the colas are about to the point to where I can weigh everything out and see what the end result was. But as far as quality goes, I can say it is absolutely amazing. Looks like bag appeal is going to be awesome. But yeah, we'll go ahead and get into that at a later time. For now, we're taking a look at the White Russians, and as you can see, I've spread all these ladies throughout the remaining space that was left over after chopping the purple diesels. And you can see we got bamboo stakes all over the place, and the reason for that is because all these colas were pretty much falling all the way down to the floor, and the entire plants were just wanting to lean to the point to where they were basically toppling over. So I've got those all strapped up, supported, and then these bamboo stakes supporting the heaviest colas, keeping everything from toppling over. Now we are going to be starting the chop on these ladies tomorrow evening, and then finishing up Friday. Right now we're seeing probably about 10% amber. Usually I will let them go a little bit longer, about 10-20% amber, you know, is what I kind of shoot for. About 30% is where I pretty much draw the line and say it's time to chop. I would let them go a little bit longer. Number one factor is that I don't believe that I'm gonna have time within the, well, let's put it this way, if I don't do it tomorrow and the next day, I might not have time for a week or longer, and I think that will be too long. Another factor is the fact that we've got some of the colas actually starting to foxtail, which I mentioned that I believe in the video before last, but I never got some shots of it like I said I was going to. But like this cola here particularly has kind of foxtailed like mad, just almost out of nowhere. Just these little foxtails started stretching, and some people think foxtails are cool. I don't fucking know why. I think it makes your buds just look horrible, takes away the bag appeal, and I just really don't dig it. I mean, you can see all these white hairs here. Those are merely foxtails, and if that continues anymore, it's just gonna fucking piss me off, and that's not gonna fly. You can see another cola right back here. Let's see if I can kind of zoom up on it. Same thing going on. Foxtails, those long white hairs, just pisses me off. The cause of foxtails is kind of debatable between just genetics, conditions, so on and so forth. Many of the plants haven't foxtailed, and I mean some of them kind of have, but to the point to where it's not exactly affecting the look of the bud. I mean, it just kind of makes the buds flatten out like I mentioned before, which is fine. But when the foxtails actually extend above the surface of the bud, that's when, you know, I draw the line. So that's one of the main reasons why we're going to be chopping them as well, not to mention the time factor. But we've got some plants that aren't foxtailing whatsoever, so that's kind of interesting. But either way, yeah, pretty stoked to be bringing these ladies down. I can't wait to get some actual, you know, real bud shots of these in some better light, or natural light, so we can actually see the resin production, because these ladies are very frosty, and I think end result, bag appeal, and quality is going to be awesome. The smell isn't exactly as prominent as I would like it to be. The nose isn't exactly there as much as I would wish it to be, but they still do have a very nice aroma actually. Kind of, I don't know, comparable to kind of a citrusy, floral kind of smell, which is actually kind of interesting because everything that I've always known about White Russian is it's supposed to be one stanky lady. So I don't know. Either way, you know, this is a pretty killer strain. Looks to be an awesome yielder. And it looks like the quality is going to be there. So at this point, that's all that matters. The Purple Diesels, like I said, I don't know exactly what the yield is yet. I will know very soon, but I do believe that the White Russians here are going to definitely outdo those. I also chopped the Blue Cheese, the LA Kush, and the Crazy Train. LA Kush, amazing strain. The OG Kush genetics are very dominant, and I mean, this strain's badass. I can't wait to grow it at some point in time. Definitely the easiest strain I've ever trimmed, and I mean that. I mean, it's ridiculously, almost sickening easily to trim. I mean, it's nuts. And the smell is very unique. The aroma is just awesome. And then the Crazy Train, also a very unique aroma. Didn't get any purpling except for actually some kind of purple tinted trichomes, which is actually visible, you know, to the eye, which is pretty cool. And the Blue Cheese actually turned out to be pretty damn good too, which I chopped at 52 days. And that was Blue Cheese, I think, was at about 50% amber, and it was the smallest plant of those few individual strains that I had, and actually yielded 2 ounces for that little plant, which was cool with me. But yeah, I mean, everything so far has looked to be of very, very good quality. Finishing times are pretty much right on spot where I like them to be. You know, 60 days is great. In fact, right now, well, let's see, Sunday would be 63 days if we were to let them go that far. So what would that put us at right now? That'd be, what, 60 days right now for the White Russians. So yeah, everything's been chopped before 60 days at about up to 50% amber. So yeah, nice little handful of genetics I got here. But I think that's about all I got for now. I'm going to be getting my Crazy Train clones planted. Really wish I could have had that done sooner, but you know, sometimes with work and everything else going on, it kind of makes things difficult. But I'm not going to let that happen again. In fact, our next round, I will definitely be starting far before that, so that hopefully I can have some plants ready to go into flower as soon as the next run is finishing, ideally. So yeah, we'll jump off that cliff when we get there, obviously. And for now, I just wanted to give you guys one last look at the White Russians. As like I said, I'll be starting the chop as soon as I get off work tomorrow. Here very soon we'll have the final weight of the Purple D's and some bud shots of all the strains that we had in the garden. So until then, thank you very much for watching. Greatly appreciate it. Thank you to all my subscribers. And yeah, we will see you up in the drying room. Peace. Okay, so actually I lied, got ahead of myself. I realized I didn't even really get too many shots of the White Russians, which was the whole point of this first recording here. Like I said, wanted to get one last look at these ladies, and like I said, got ahead of myself. Mind is in a million places at once here, so I apologize. So yeah, real quick, just gonna take some looks here, and particularly I like this big bad mofo right here in the frame, which, as you can see, these little foxtails popping up, those white hairs almost makes it look like it's not ready, essentially. But all the hairs on these buds were basically turned orange. I mean, all the pistils for the most part were orange up until, you know, fairly recently. But either way, everything is just coated in resin, looking beautiful. And let's have a couple more looks here. And while we're checking these out, I just wanted to mention, somebody made a mention about the video quality and details of the buds, and I mean, I agree. I would definitely like to get to be able to see better detail under the high pressure sodium light. And you know, I've kind of toyed with the settings a little bit. This setting right here seems to me the best that I can get it to be. If anybody has any recommendations for white balance settings, or any settings for that matter, please let me know. I have the Sony Handycam. Let's see, I can't remember the exact model right off the top of my head. HDR-CX210 is the particular model that I have. So if anybody has that same camera or something similar, or experience with it, and have any tips on improving video quality, please feel free to let me know. And as you can see in the background here, those are all our 5-gallon smart pots from the Purple Diesels, which I'm gonna get that all taken care of here very soon. Get the entire grow room cleaned out. Right now it's a little bit embarrassing how messy it is. Usually I don't let it get like that, but like I said, it's been pretty hectic with work and trimming and blah blah blah. Anyways, enough rambling. Just wanted to look at these ladies before we call it a wrap. And looks like we're gonna have a pretty damn good yield. Okay, so here we are in the drying room. Right now we're on, let's see, started on Sunday. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Tomorrow will be 4 days from the second wave of trimming. Did it in 2 waves. And right now, what I'm about to do is take all of the buds off the branches, put them into a hanging drying rack for a short little while, let them dry out a little bit more, and then they will be going into jars. So pretty much at that point is when I'll be able to do the final weigh out, and we'll know the total yield of the Purple Diesels. Basically we got about a dozen rows here of Purple Diesel, and then we've also got a couple of rows, one of Crazy Train. Right in front of me here is the LA Kush, and then Crazy Train, this nice big fat nugget right here. But we'll get some bud shots of those at a later date. Just wanted to take a quick peek here at the drying process. I had to bring in a little portable air conditioner. It's getting a little bit too warm in here, up around 75, 76. I personally like to be drying at about 66, 68, somewhere in that vicinity. Basically as a means of not letting the outside of the buds get too dry before the inside of the buds. So we're maintaining about 69 degrees right now. I got a little bit warmer because I had it off for a little bit. 42% humidity, hasn't gone above 45% humidity, which is great. So yeah, be taking all these nice colas off their branches, divvying them all up, and get some nice bud shots for you guys soon, as well as the final weight numbers. Alright, so until then, next update will be post White Russian harvest. So until then, thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, and we'll see you next time. Peace.